Hey, what's up? We're live. Got my got the screenshot up here. Got the cover. Got some interesting stuff. I've realized that I think Benedict Cumberbatch is in the mocap suit has become our mascot. That's our official mascot.
Wait, where's Mastuza?
Who?
The the orange bitch with the tentacles.
Oh, Astuza, Ahsoka.
Yeah.
No, I covered every. I'm up to date, so I haven't. There's no Ahsoka.
Oh, I thought it was like they release everything at one time and then you can binge it. It's
No, Disney Plus
weekly.
does it tonight. Tonight at in 12 minutes the episode comes out
Okay.
for Ahsoka.
You should live stream and just completely ruin the viewing experience for yourself and everyone involved.
I've thought about watching it and then doing like a review like at the moment, but it's not a show. It's funny. I mean, because I'm going to talk about with One Piece. It's not a show
No
that I'm
rings are
super
fire.
like interested in. It's funny how it's just not that interesting. Like
I bet this week she queefs out blue smoke instead of green.
well, that was like a some bad guy. I was actually thinking about that with like, and I remember Red Letter Media talked about this with the prequels, where if you can't remember like the names or the descriptions of certain characters, then it just like shows you how like they're not good characters. And I can't even remember the names of certain people in the Ahsoka show, other than like the main people that have been in other cartoons and other properties. So like, there's no excuse for that. But like the new characters, I can't remember their names at all. It's like
Well,
bad
you
guy
can't turn
one
them
to
into
three.
merch or have them be more than like a something to move the plot along. Then you know they are pretty
Yeah,
forgettable.
and in One Piece, I can name every single character, and like I'm new to it, and I still can tell you every single name, what they're like. It's just it shows you
I
where
guess it's the difference in the writing.
yeah, or just yeah, you know what? Also, it's like a big part of it. I think is like creative control of things and everything. Like the One Piece creator, manga guy, all that shit. He maintained creative rights even on the Netflix show, so they like reshot stuff if he didn't like it. It was a lot of stuff where he actually had say. I think that's a big part of it, like maintaining quality control.
Yeah, like having Final Cut.
Yeah, and I mean, I know George Lucas would have been probably good at that, but I don't think he gave a shit either. I think he was like fine with, like everyone's like thinking, oh, George Lucas would hate all this Disney stuff. I don't think he would give a shit. I think he'd be like, yeah, whatever. Yeah, yeah, that sounds good. We'll have an alien
I
who
think at a certain
he
point it was making so much money, he just needed it to keep going. He could give a fuck
yeah.
what actually transpired.
Yeah, we're gonna have like a lizard alien who owns like a diner in space. I guess it's
That's
starting
a
to sound
real
like Owen
character.
Wilson a little bit there. What was that? Yeah, Dexter. Dexter and
I don't think they're that far off though from vocal tone.
yeah, they're pretty similar. Wow.
Well, to me, George Lucas is a little bit more Kermity fatter, so his inflection's a little deeper because of his gullet.
Yeah, he's definitely a little Kermity. Yeah. I had a salad earlier. Yeah, and I saw Chewbacca on set, and I said, "Hey, yeah, he's kind of like a Bigfoot mixed with a dog." And I knew it
Did you
worked
ever
right
see
there.
the interview of David Lynch meeting
Yeah,
George Lucas?
where he's just got like a headache. The whole the,
Can we
the
show
whole
that,
thing's
or will we
basically
get in
about him having
trouble?
a headache. I showed it before. Yeah, yeah. I
Oh,
remember
do
we
we?
played it.
Yeah, I
Yeah, we played it on there.
I don't think he had the headache until they started driving around though in the whatever it was, a Porsche or something.
Oh, it was like when he started talking about Wookiees is when the
Oh
headache
yeah, never
really
mind.
came
That's
on.
that's
I remember
yeah,
that.
I can see that because it's a lot to take in, all these fake bullshit fucking creatures that he probably doesn't want to know about to begin with.
I think it's just funny. I mean, maybe he has an issue, but it's like I don't think I'd get a headache from anyone talking about their fantasy stuff. I don't know. Especially like, I guess he was gonna. I guess that goes back though. That goes back
Well,
to
maybe after Dune, he didn't want to be near any fantasy type shit again.
this would have been pre-Dune. The interview would have him talking to George Lucas probably was pre-Dune because it sounds like
I thought Dune was before Star Wars.
no, no. I don't think. Dude, Star Wars is from 1977. I don't
Please
think
don't
Dune
tell me
is.
they made Dune because they thought it like they were gonna leech off or compete with Star Wars.
Oh, I kind of do think that's a part of it. To tell you the truth.
It's way too weird.
Yeah, but I think that's kind of yeah. The first Dune is 1984, so we're talking well after Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back as well.
Yeah. Okay.
Like Empire Strikes Back, I think is 81. So there were Empire Strikes Back is 80. So this movie has already been out. They were filming it, all that shit. So first two Star Wars are out at that point. So I don't know when he went to talk to David Lynch, but I don't know. Oh, you know
Yeah,
what?
I'm not. I don't mind you putting the Benjamin Cumberbucket stuff
Yeah, he's like the mascot. Yeah.
lurking on the bottom all the time.
He's become the mascot. Yep.
Is there any Peter Jackson commentary about it? You know, like him trying not to laugh while he's mentioning making him do that for no reason.
I haven't heard that. You
That's
know what I
some-
did see?
Gotta try and dig that up. I'm sure it exists.
I saw this is the strangest thing I've ever fucking seen, but this is revolves around football, and it's like the weirdest thing I've seen. Like check hold on. I'll play the clip, but like check this out. It's just like so strange. It's just like I don't understand the idea. I don't think I'll ever understand the idea. It doesn't really make any sense.
To infinity and beyond. The first Toy Story Fun Day Football is coming to Disney Plus and ESPN Plus. It's the NFL like you've never seen it before. Coming in Week 4. The Falcons and Jaguars matchup live from London will also be in Andy's room as both teams transform into the world of Pixar's Toy Story. Oh, it's a very real game, but Toy Story themed. Every run, pass, and score, live and unpredictable. Plus, a special halftime show featuring Duke Kaboom performing an incredible motorcycle jump. Buzz, Woody, and all their friends at Disney, Pixar, ESPN, and the NFL invite you to watch Toy Story Fun Day Football between the Falcons and Jaguars, Sunday, October 1st at 9:30 a.m. Eastern on Disney Plus.
It's a different version of the Nickelodeon thing. You don't remember when they did that? When they had the GAC?
I don't know, man. That's weird.
You don't remember
They
the
should
Nickelodeon one?
They should make like Cam Newton fight Randy Newman or something in halftime. I'd rather see that as a halftime.
Cam Newton's
Randy
not even
Newman
in the league anymore.
Well, I don't even know if Randy Newman's even in this world anymore either. Is he still alive?
Yeah, he might be. Yeah, whatever. We'll get a hologram or animate him terribly. I'll never
Yeah, get a
forget they did
hologram
this-
both of them.
They did this really bad Joe Flacco animated thing with him having raven wings, and it was just so awful.
That's weird.
Yeah.
It's supposed to be like him dead or something, like an angel?
No, look it up. Look up Joe Flacco raven wings. It's just like so poorly done.
Looking it up now. Oh yeah, really weird. What? Oh, it was like a graphic.
I was like, what are they doing? Who fucking thought this was okay?
That's a weird choice. It was a Monday Night Football animation add-on. Yeah, that's really weird. That is really weird. Okay, yeah, I wanted to talk about One Piece.
Okay.
Did I? All right, I spelled it right. Okay, yeah, I want to make sure. Yeah, I was super impressed by the show.
Who's it released by? Because we're not legally obligated, right?
No, it's released by Netflix, which is weird because that kind of plays into my first thought was, and everyone's thought. You know, Netflix released a really bad Cowboy Bebop live action show that it already got canceled. It's already done. It got canceled like 5 days
What are the
after it's
characters
released.
like?
What, in One Piece?
No, the Cowboy Bebop thing.
I think the Harold and Kumar Harold guy is the main character. That's all I really remember
Are
of
there
that.
any photos of any of it, or didn't even get to that point?
Oh yeah, it's out. I heard really bad things. I think they, like it's already done. It was supposed to be, planned to be like a long. This could be like a 7-season series, and then it's just one and done. It's one of those shows that like once you know it's one and done, it's like why even take the investment to go watch the show? I guess unless you're a fan, like that's like when you hear that, it's like all right, there's no point even to watch this. So yeah, even I was like thinking that, like I was very skeptical of this One Piece show just because Netflix has not had a good history of adapting things. I saw the Sandman show that wasn't too good. I know Witcher has kind of gone down the drain.
Oh,
It's been
they made like the female character so unattractive. She's not even good looking, and she has no tits. Why do they keep
what
doing this?
in a Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, like why do they keep
Oh, okay.
casting characters that are well
Well,
built with these flat motherfuckers like Wonder Woman? It's like
they
Wonder
didn't do that in
Woman's
this
supposed to
show.
have double D.
They didn't do that in this show. This girl's definitely attractive as the main character. I mean, this show is really good. I had a really good time watching it, and I like it a lot. I don't think it's for everyone because it is it's really over the top. It's very outlandish. There's like weird, almost like animorph type characters that are like part human, part animal. And then there's like stretchy
Well,
people and
no,
people
the
with
Animorphs
powers.
are not hybrids. They turn into stuff. They're not like
Yeah, I don't even know if these are hybrids.
Doctor
They're more
Moreau.
like,
They're not like Doctor Moreau hybrid people.
well, there's fishmen in this that are the main hybrid characters. There's like fish people.
Fishman,
Yeah.
Naga.
They call themselves fishmen. So
Uh,
that's what they call themselves. But very likable characters. They're all different and have their own motivations, which is nice. It's very like each character has a motivation, which is interesting because at least you're like, all right, there's a point to this character. There's a lot of characters that happen, a lot of shows these days that like kind of don't have a point. Sort of like Ahsoka. I don't know. I don't know if she has a point. I was trying to think like, does she have a motivation? Because I don't. I was thinking about it. Like, there is literally no motivation she has. It's just like she's there. I'm here. Like some of the characters in that show do. Like Sabine, she's trying to be a Jedi or trying to get her friend back. So there's like a clear motivation. I don't really know what Ahsoka's motivation is. It's not really there. I'd say this definitely takes 2 episodes to kind of get you hooked. Because after the second episode, it kind of makes you want to see the next, and then after that, I was sort of just like each episode, I was like kind of really waiting to see the next episode, and there's only 8, so I kind of burned through it quickly, but kind of like one of those things where you can't help yourself.
eight episodes at 30 minutes.
I can't. Let me see. I don't know if they're 30 minutes. So the last one felt a little longer. They might be hour, but I don't know. No, I guess they're about an
You just
hour.
watched
They
it.
don't. They're an hour, but they don't feel like an hour. That's actually kind of an interesting thing. Like it didn't feel like an hour. Those episodes feel like
Yeah,
they
Rings
feel
of
like
Power,
30-minute
I don't
episodes.
know how long it was, but every episode felt like a fucking week.
Oh yeah. I mean, also that show, yeah, that was an hour, and some were more, but also there just wasn't enough happening. You have to have things
Didn't you
happening.
feel like before you went to watch Rings of Power, you like had one of those little time cards and you go and punch it in?
Yeah, I mean, I remember like watching it and just thinking like, wow, this is bad, and
No, I started like looking around in my apartment, looking at the walls, seeing if I had any paint that was still wet.
Well, I initially started watching it because Andrew was home. He's a friend of the stream, and he was big Lord of the Rings fan, all that stuff, and you know he even dropped off on it. He's like, I'm not gonna finish this shit. Like people who are Lord of the Rings fans, big fans, didn't even want to finish it. It's like,
Yeah, because
and he didn't even have a bad.
not
He
even
didn't even have like a
not even
terrible
real Lord
opinion
of
of
Rings
it.
shit. It's like some half-assed bastardized version of garbage they threw away or didn't really use or wasn't. You know what I mean? Like wasn't
Yeah,
the real
it's
shit.
fucking crazy. That's what's and that's also what's that actually comes to mind also with with One Piece too, where it's like it's actually like a fun show. It keeps you interested in it. Let me play a little trailer here to kind of show off the show a
Why is he
little
wearing
bit.
that dumbass hat?
That's kind of part of the character. I mean, I'm gonna get into that a little bit. Like, the show has interesting aesthetics to it, so it's like it definitely has some interesting aesthetics.
I'm gonna find the One Piece. It's Gold Roger's treasure. He hid it somewhere in the Grand Line.
It's a
Well,
myth.
hold on.
Look
Before
in
you
your
show this,
Yeah,
can you just show like what it's based off of first, so I have a reference of
I
the
don't know.
adaptation?
I'm coming into this blind. I went into this blind, and I still really don't
Oh,
know.
you never? I mean, I heard this shit talked about all the time. I just didn't bother to check it out because I don't.
All right, well,
don't
all
really
right. So
care
here's
for
the
animated
the
stuff.
background on my situation with it. This was like about 2018. I had a coworker who said like, "Oh, check out One Piece. It's like fucking been on for." First off, by the way, this animated show it's still running. There's 1,075 episodes of the show, so it's like a proven property. It's very
Oh, they
light.
do look pretty similar if you go and look up what it's based off of.
Oh yeah, it looks similar, almost to the fact where that's also what I'll say. Like some of these characters, like they're kind of goofy looking because they almost look like cosplay-ish, but it doesn't matter just because they
Yeah,
make the show work. You know,
but
like the show works,
you
so
understand why they
you
look so
past.
stupid because they're based off of very animated, weird people that would never exist.
Yeah, you definitely look past the ridiculousness of the looks of the aesthetic characters. So yeah, like 2018, I heard about this, and then
You do.
friend,
I don't know if everyone's
coworker
gonna.
was like, "Go check out the show," and I was like, I checked it out. I was like, "Ah, it's okay. It's anime." I didn't. I guess the first episode is also not the greatest. It's almost like probably the show would have been better to start like 10 episodes in where it's really going. But I saw it then, so I've known of this for a long time, and then I heard that Netflix was going to do the show, and I was like, okay, maybe I'll check it out, but it'll probably be shit because I was thinking like the Cowboy Bebop shit where that really sucked. So I didn't have any expectations for it, but yeah, here's the trailer.
It. But isn't there something that you want? More than anything else in this world. For as long as I can remember, it's been my dream to become King of the Pirates!
King of what?
King of the Pirates, eh? Some treacherous path.
If the path seems too easy, then you're on the wrong path.
Piracy is a scourge upon this world.
We will capture them, and they will be brought to justice. Hit the deck!
Don't let anything get in the way of your dreams.
Not everyone gets to follow their dreams.
This is our fight. Until we find the One Piece. And become King of the Pirates.
Don't tell me you actually believe in him.
I don't need to. He believes in himself.
Where's Straw Hat, Luffy?
I'm afraid it's time I ended this.
That went pretty well. Don't you think?
Yeah, trailer does not look good. I'll say that. Trailer's
Okay,
kind of
so
goofy.
That's some sort of like Matrix type shit going on.
Yeah, I'm a One Piece fan now, Mixaplex. I'll say that. I really liked the live action show. I really liked it. It's actually kind of a different tone of our show because I'm always complaining about something. I'm actually like talking something up for finally. It's nice.
I don't know. You were
Didn't-
kind of talking about Ashoka a little bit.
I mean, I don't hate Ahsoka, but it's still not good. I mean, especially like it's funny like watching this show where you would think Ahsoka without the amount of money that they spend and all this shit, that would be like the major talk of the town. I'd say this is like it was
Well,
almost like
yeah.
One Piece or House of the Dragon versus Rings of Power. Like House of the Dragon blew it out of the water, and all the
Part
money
of the
went
purpose
to
of
Rings
this
of Power.
channel, though, is to keep sticking that Disney stuff. You know.
Yeah, that is the case. There's no Disney on. Yeah, there's no Disney today, which is nice. I was actually it's a good change of pace. Surprisingly, no Disney. But the plot.
I'm sure. Well, I mean, we already brought it up. I'm sure we'll bring it up again.
Yeah,
What
probably.
they pay us for.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. We got that sweet residuals on that. But yeah, the plot of this movie or this show, I want to talk about it for a little bit. Takes place in a fictional world that's where the world is basically two big oceans, like a gigantic world that's two big oceans split between a strip of land.
Like Waterworld.
It's kind of it's definitely an ocean world. I mean, I really like. It's a very fantasy world, which is kind of awesome. Because it lends
It
to the
reminds me of
ridiculousness of the whole show.
Not House Moving Castle, that other one where everyone's on these giant robotic mechanical things that walk around.
Oh, Howl's Moving Castle.
No. It's like some other thing that's like it.
It has it. You know, it has a Studio Ghibli vibe.
You know what I'm talking about.
No, are you talking about Nausicaa? Nausicaa?
No, fuck. It's like House Moving Castle, but there's like a bunch of them, and like some post-apocalyptic type thing.
Is it Studio Ghibli or no?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, then I don't know. I'm not like super familiar with a lot of anime stuff. This is
It's
like
not anime.
one of few.
It's a live action movie.
Oh,
It's like
was that like a Peter
machines.
Jackson movie?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I'm like so close to the name, I just can't remember it.
Yeah, it was kind of fucking weird. What the fuck was that? It was like moving
It's not
ships.
like Invincible Machines. It's like something machines or some shit.
I gotta find it. He
It's
produced
supposed to be
it.
really fucking bad.
Yeah, I
It's got a
saw
lot
at
of like
Comic
John
Con.
Carter vibes.
At Comic Con, I saw like 15 minutes of this before it came out. Like, so I know what movie you're fucking talking about. But here's the
It's
sad
some
part.
John Carter vibes to it.
I never went and saw it, and I still can't remember the name. And I watched 15 minutes of this movie. I'm gonna look it up.
Hold on, yeah.
What the fuck is this? It's funny. It's not. Mortal Engines is called. Mortal Engines.
Oh fuck. Yeah, it's engines, not machines. I kept thinking machines.
Yeah, that was fucking shit. But yeah, so this takes place on a giant ocean world that's split between this small strip of land, like in the middle of it, called the Grand Line. Or I'm assuming that. I'm still like a little. I'm a little taken back.
Damn, that's a big ass boat. Who's on the left?
Yeah. I didn't think I'd be into this either, and then I actually liked it. I really liked it. I'm seeing some people really liked it.
Yeah,
Critical Drinker really liked it.
I'm kind of feeling the same thing. It's like this is not something I would think I'd like. But
yeah, I'm gonna
good.
say I completely thought the same thing until I started watching the show. Yeah, if I watched these trailers, I didn't watch the trailer. I went into this without seeing anything. If I watched these trailers, I probably wouldn't think it looks interesting. But it's basically just about the character. Like the story kicks off with the capture and execution of the most famous pirate at the time. His name is Gold Roger, who hid this ultimate treasure that's called the One Piece somewhere out in the ocean world. And so basically, this kicks off like every pirate in the world is trying to go after this like main treasure that's like left around, and then the world government, who's actually called the world government. I know that's not original. They have to deal with like this whole pirate world and all this criminal activity and all this shit. So then like 20 years later, that's where like our story takes place. You know, this treasure still hasn't been found. And one of these pirates that's after it is our main character here, this young guy. His name is Monkey D. Luffy. And Luffy is who he's referred to. He's got these, you see he's got these weird stretchy arms and stuff and plays into it. He's got some. There's like some weird.
A little bit
It's fucking out
the guy
there.
who
It's
did
really
Kung
out
Fu
there.
Hustle.
Oh, dude. Yes. I kept thinking so much about Kung Fu Hustle throughout this whole time. That's actually something I was going to bring up. It's like, I think of Kung Fu Hustle a
Those
lot.
movies are kind
A
of
lot.
goofy and stupid and cartoony, but the writing is and the acting's good enough to overcome all that shit.
And characters. That's exactly what this is. It's like, if you look at on the surface of this, I understand it's super goofy looking, and then it actually like kind of comes together. That's exactly what the show is. And so he's basically like a wannabe pirate who wants to sail to like the most treacherous part of the ocean, which it's like all this setup for cool shit you want to see. He wants to go where there's like monsters and other crap and all this crap. He wants to go there to where it's called the
A lot
Grand
of
Line.
monsters.
There's like sea monsters and all this shit, and
Nice.
and all these like rival pirates and people trying to kill him, and there's like bounties.
Is it anything like that Pirates of the Black Water shit? Remember that show?
Yes, that it reminds me so much of the
That show's
was
really dark. That's like
was
not
it
for
was it called
kids,
Pirates of the
really.
Black Water? Pirates of the what?
I thought it was either Black or Dark Water. I forget.
Yeah, Dark Water, Dark Water. I used to love that fucking show, Pirates of Dark Water. So this is a big vibe of that. Yeah, I was a kid, I love that shit. Even though that was kind of this is a little more or less hokey than that, but so yeah, he wants to get this like treacherous part of the ocean called the Grand Line, where everyone kind of thinks everyone thinks this is where the One Piece is hidden, probably. So at the beginning of the story, he's got no ship, he has no crew, no map, no idea where the Grand Line is, and he like kind of never has a plan. So that's kind of what's fun about the show is that he's always thrown into situations where he has to like figure something out, and it's always done in the most unconventional way. So that's kind of fun. I always hear like Red Letter Media talk about it too, where you want to put like characters into situations where they have to figure it out, like, and you figure it out in a way where like the audience isn't expecting it. So that's always like that's a big plus. So through all these
Yeah, you know, make
misadventures,
them use their brain for a fucking minute or
right?
two.
Yeah, so all these misadventures, it makes them kind of team up with a makeshift misfit crew. Kobe, he's a timid cabin boy who wants to be a Marine. He's kind of not in the show as much. Nami, who's the girl character,
Who's the shark-nosed asshole?
he's like one of the villains. He's a pirate. He's like a villain. He's like he's a fishman.
He looks pretty dumb.
No, I'm not gonna lie. There is everything. If you look at this, it looks dumb. That's why I'm like shocked that I like
Not
the
everything.
show.
Like he definitely stands out, and the slingshot guy looks pretty fucking stupid.
And even like the fighting. When I'm looking at the fighting in the trailer, it looks dumb, but it just kind of in the moment, it's kind of good, which is surprising. I'll say it's a weird, perfect storm. But
Oh, his legs are elastic too. I thought you were saying only his arms.
yeah, I mean, he ate this like fruit. There's like a fruit in the world called a dragon fruit or something, and when you eat this, you get like weird powers. So other people have ate it, and they've gotten different powers.
Well,
His
that's a real
power is
thing.
kind of
Like
like
dragon fruit is real.
maybe it's called devil's. It's called devil's fruit. Yeah, devil's fruit. And so other people have had powers, and then there are just weird people with powers, and also just weird people that are so good at like fighting, almost kind of like Kung Fu Hustle, where there's just like these masters of all this shit too that exist.
Or X-Men.
Kind of like that too. And then there is like weird animal
Do they get
people.
ostracized, or nobody cares that they have special
Kind
powers?
of. The
It's
fish
just like,
people have
whatever.
the fish people have motivation because it seems like they were maybe used as slaves in the past. There's like reference to that, so that's why they have this like the fish people seem to
Are they
hate
like from
humans because
Atlantis
of
and
that.
shit, or that doesn't?
Well, this is a
factor in?
fictional world, so it doesn't seem to relate to our world. So no talk of that. It's like our world and it isn't at the same time. That's kind of what's interesting about it too. It's like that's also what's good about it is you can be so ridiculous in this world and it doesn't seem to matter because it kind of wants to be ridiculous. But yeah, so he also meets Nami, who's this girl. She's a thief and an amateur navigator with a seemingly hidden agenda. I'm not giving spoilers on this. She's not bad in the eyes. Her name is Emily Rudd. I like her. Zorro, he's a bounty
Who's
hunter who wants to be
the redheaded girl who looks like
yeah,
Misty?
she's like the main girl. Yeah, that's her. Yeah.
I've
Zorro's a
seen her
bounty
before
hunter.
actually on Reddit and stuff. She is pretty good looking.
Oh, I can see that being on there.
I think naturally she's blonde.
Yeah, you could tell she's got some fake colored hair in this. But the swordsman guy, Zoro, he's a bounty hunter. He wants to be the greatest
Don't you
swordsman to
agree she
live.
looks like Misty from Pokemon?
Oh, definitely. I mean, I think they're trying to play into a lot of that stuff. I'm
You
sure
think
that's
intentional.
Yeah, I
She's
mean,
in the water shit.
yeah, definitely because the animated show came out later, and they're probably going off of what works. And this comic got made in '94, but I don't think the animated show, came out till way later. So Pokemon's already going. I'm sure they're gonna go off that. Um, Zoro's bounty hunter. He wants to be greatest swordman, so he's got like a motivation. Usopp, I think he's black. I can't tell. He's like a sniper slash over the top storyteller, kind of a liar, who kind of wants his motivation is like to gain confidence and to like be a brave. Kind of have he makes up all these tall tales, and he seems to want to have actual tales to tell. It seems like he says all these tales because he's got nothing to say, but that's what he wants. That's his motivation is to actually have stories and brave situations to actually relate to. So together they sail and set sail to find the ultimate treasure, taking on monsters, rival pirates, and marines who are kind of like the good guys of the government because they're after the pirates, but they're also sort of corrupt. There's betrayals, there's rivalries, there's surprise family connections. Final thoughts on this. All the characters are really fun. It's a mix of personalities that drive the story authentically. Like when you have characters that they're so different and they have different motivations, it kind of like the story sort of writes itself. Like I'm thinking as a writer, like when you just put these characters in like in a room and they all have these different motivations, the story just sort of like pops off on itself, which is nice. That I'm sure as like the creator of this it makes sense why there's 1,000 episodes because once you kind of put these characters together, you're like, all right, I get it. You can do a lot with it. Really over the top fighting. It's like old kung fu movies or I guess anime. I'm not super familiar, so I know anime is usually over the top. Strange mix of semi-modern and old styles in the world and attire. Like you'll see some people that look like they're dressed as like 18th century sailors, and then you see some characters that look like 80s biker punk. So it's like the world doesn't make sense, but it kind of wants it to be that way. It's sort of just supposed to be like a fantasy escapism tale, and it does that well. That's also what keeps you interested in that. Yeah, overall, I'd say it's like an 8.75 out of 10. It's kind of bordering on a 9. I'd give it that. That's like where I'd put my rating on it. It's not the best thing I've seen, but it's fun, interesting to watch. Makes me actually maybe want to check out the anime series, which I'll probably watch and then be bored of like instantly. That's like what I was thinking. I'd probably stop liking it probably pretty quick, but I don't know. Maybe I would. I've never really got too far into an anime show and liked it. Yeah, I see it's like got an 8.5 on IMDb. I think that's like accurate. I'd say a little higher, it's like right there. That's where I'd put it. And even this creator to keep creative control, I think was smart. That's a really smart move. I was just reading about how they like made sure they reshot shit. Like if it didn't make sense, there was talk there's like electricity in the world just because you got to think about practicality of shooting a live action show. There kind of has to be things lit. So he was like, all right, there is like some electricity in the show. It's weird. It's like there's a mix of old shit that would be around in like pirate time and then also new stuff. It's weird. It's a very fantasy world. I enjoyed it for that. Yeah, let's take a look at these photos here. Here's Usopp there. This character also here's the way you can't escape modernity because this character is a trans character. I looked up this she's that's a girl, but she plays a boy in the character. But if you look at the anime, her or him or whatever he is looks exactly like the fucking character, so that all works, I guess. But you can't escape that shit these days. Yeah, here's our team. Here's the ship they eventually get, and I know this icon is big in the cartoon and anime. Yeah, definitely some ridiculous looking characters. The fishmen look fucking crazy. But yeah, I Oh, and then this character is also joins the crew eventually, later in the season, and he's like he wants to be like this perfect chef. He wants to go to near that Grand Line to find this fictional place where there's all these spices and shit. So he kind of joins the crew for his own motivation. Again, a character that actually has motivation. Like there's a reason why he's there, and he has goals and all that shit. So they put that in heavily, and yeah, we got like sea monsters and shit. And then, oh yeah, we got some villains. I know this character, I guess, goes from the comic or the manga. His name is Buggy. He's sort of this clown character, and I think he's another character that has the devil's fruit because all his limbs and body can like disassemble and shits. That's sort of his power. Oh yeah, here's her. She's looking pretty good in the whole show. I'll say that. I could see her being like an Instagram model. Also, even with speaking of like diversity, like this is a show that like there's a lot of different races and people that are in it. I didn't seem to give a shit. Like a lot of times it's like that's so forced. So yeah, that was nice to see. But yeah, that's actually something I liked. So I wanted to talk about that. I feel like it's nice to actually talk about something you like. But at the same time, I was surprised to find something I like. And also I'm terrified now too, because that's what happens when you like something nowadays. You have to realize that it's got to be done. Like they came for Star Wars, they came for Star Trek. Those are all done. They came for Lord of the Rings. That's done now. This second season's gonna. I'm expecting it to be terrible. That's all I'll say. It's like I'm sure the next season will suck. They're gonna figure out a way to ruin this. That's the way things work now.
I'm retarded?
As Han's story came to an end in Force Awakens, how did you feel about the ending? Did you feel good about the ending? Do you like the way his story ended up? Did you see that as Han's ending? Are you looking forward to watching a Han Solo movie as a fan?
Not really.
It's actually a better percent than you would think. You never saw, you haven't seen any of these new Star Wars, right? You spared yourself. It's a lucky person right there.
They should have asked him if he was a fan before asking him how he was a fan or what type of fan he was.
He's not. He's said it multiple times. He does not like the Han Solo character. He wanted Han Solo to die in the second movie. He didn't want to do the third movie. Like the carbonite scene where he gets thrown, like made into carbonite.
How many times has Harrison Ford been divorced?
I think once only. He's
Once?
married to
I guess-
Callista
I'm trying
Flockhart.
to think why he's got to keep going for his money.
He's married to Callista Flockhart, who's like, I guess, dating like a fucking human skeleton.
Yeah,
But I think she's still like 30 years younger than him, so she ain't
Now, I
young though.
remember,
She's 58.
I remember my mom and my aunt were like really into Alan McBeal fucking hard.
Yeah, well, that would have been like what? Like when was Ally McBeal? Fuck, that's like 97. I mean, I guess it's like late 90s, early 2000s.
I don't know. They
the
were
time-
grinding that shit up though. They were obsessed with the show.
Yeah, that's a weird thing. Yeah, Harrison Ford has been married 3 times. Married
remember,
once. Okay, interesting.
I remember Robert Downey Jr. being on the show was like a huge fucking deal.
Yeah,
And I
he
was
had
like,
like
I
a.
don't even know who the fuck that guy is.
So I guess I'm just looking at Harrison Ford's history of marriage here. He was married early at 1964. This was before he was a carpenter at the time. By the way, he was a set carpenter. That's how he got into the movie business. Set carpenter. I think they just liked him as a
Oh,
person.
yeah, I saw
thought he
that.
was a
I
cool
saw an
guy.
interview with him on Letterman.
Yeah, I mean,
kind of an
overall,
asshole.
yeah, but overall, also kind of not like a douchey actor. You know, he came from trying to be like
whether he's an
a
actor or not,
blue
he's
collar
definitely a
guy.
douche.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
I
he's
think
an
he's
ass.
earned it.
He's a prick.
He's earned
He's
it
been
at
a
this
prick from
point.
day one.
Yeah. So he married that girl, and then 79, which is kind of only 2 years out of Star Wars era, he divorced that person and then married another lady, Melissa Matheson, who's a producer, screenwriter. So, get into the business. He married her. Let's see, what year was that? Oh, 83. So this is like post fucking. Oh, so he was like fucking around. That's what he was doing. He's fucking around in the late 70s. He's getting that Han Solo runoff. Han Solo Indiana Jones runoff. That's a smart guy. Then marries like someone in the business. He was with her for fucking a long time, 30 years, till 2004, and then married Calista Flockhart in 2010. He's been with her since 2010.
That
So
was
that's
probably
been
just to cover for
13
him
years.
being gay, and then his career started
No, I
to
don't
fade,
think
so he
he's.
needed kind of relationship.
I mean, he's got a gay earring, but I don't think he's gay. But he's got a gay fucking earring. That's undeniable.
Fear of the monsters will keep you in a good balance walking along the rail.
Fear, F-E-A-R.
F-E-R.
That stands for false evidence appearing real.
Yeah.
Romance, do you know what it stands for? It stands for relying on magnificent and necessary compatible energy. Relationship, R-E-L-A-T-I-O-N-S-H-I-P. That stands for really exciting love affair, turns into nightmare, sobriety hangs in peril. Can you ham bone?
What's that?
We gotta expand the clip rotation a little bit. We need some Nick Nolte in there. Nick Nolte and maybe some Tom Green in China for the Monkey Hour.
I missed that. My piss went long. What happened there? What were you saying?
I said we got to mix up the rotation of stuff. We got to get some Nick Nolte montages.
I got to get more clips. I was realizing that the other day. I need some more clips.
And I was thinking of Tom Green in the Monkey Special Hour.
Oh yeah, I couldn't see that ever being like taken down by YouTube because it's just fucking rare. It's hard to find that though. That whole Tom Green era doesn't really exist too much on the internet. You think it would. Like if like the internet was around back then, he'd be like memes every fucking second. He'd be like all over Twitter. There'd be gifts. It's like you think about what would happen back then. The internet was around. Like it is today. I mean, the internet was around, but no one was using it like this. You couldn't use it like this. You couldn't even fucking download a fucking porn thing. It'd take you like fucking 3 hours to download a picture of Sonny from the WWF. It's a fake porn, and they'd be like Britney Spears fake porn picture. That'd take you like 10 minutes to open up.
Like 4 or 5 downloads on LimeWire, Kazaa, and going to sleep and just hoping that they finished.
Yeah, and they wouldn't. That was part of the internet then.
They fail.
I remember finding the shins on Kazaa back in the way back times, the before times. Found the shins like I think in like the late 90s. Or like
Pre-Garden State, where they
yeah. We're talking like it probably was around 2001. So I don't know when Garden State. The Garden State's later than that, right?
I don't know.
When is Garden
I hate
State?
that fucking movie. I hate Breath. I hate Scrubs.
Hey, Garden State's 2004. So we're talking 3 years before. Come on, we're talking like a whole lifetime before that I found that shit. But a whole lifetime.
Well, it's like when we saw Napoleon Dynamite in Red Bank, and then a couple months later, everyone was quoting everything from the fucking movie over.
Oh yeah, that was like terrible because it was like it was so funny and cool at first, and we saw it like a year before everyone else, basically, and like we're like, oh, this is the greatest thing, and then
it's not really about like whatever it was. It's just people ran all the catchphrases into the ground and became such an obnoxious
sucks too, man, because it's like it's such an indie movie
experience to deal with.
Like it's such an indie movie that you don't realize like they ruined it. They ruined the cool because that was like an indie fucking movie, like shot so cheap. It looked kind of good, like had an original style to it, good actors that were out of nowhere, funny stuff. Like I love that. I was like so impressed with it.
It really went from being like a good movie to a regurgitated dead meme in a matter of months.
It sucks because it's like if you think about it, like at that moment, like when we saw it, it was like the greatest thing in the world. Because it was like new and fresh, and then it got to everybody, and then they ruined it. I guess that's a hipster's nemesis kind of situation, but that did happen. It's horrible.
I mean, I don't mean like that. I mean, I didn't think it was good, but it was very like the whole tone of the movie was very forced and awkward. It was more than just like everything from the film, instead of like caring about the movie, it just became a few sequences and phrases that got so overused, and they just overshadowed the entire thing to where it wasn't about it being a good movie anymore. It was just like
they just picked the pieces
like
that were
a couple memes that people would bring up over and over again.
Yeah, it was funny because I remember we were watching clips and trailers for that movie for like 6 months beforehand. So that really would be like, I don't know, like a year and a half outside of the popular boom.
Thinking, like, how are they going to make a whole movie out of this shit?
Yeah, I remember we watched the clip like this, and this is also a part that's like not super meme, but it was just kind of funny. Like the clip where Napoleon's on the bus and he throws the action figure outside the school bus and he's just got on a fishing line. Like that's fucking hilarious. All the little other parts in that movie are great.
Well, that's probably
like the non-meme parts are better.
Just saw somebody do growing up.
Yeah. No, yeah. It had I mean, if that movie never got memed out like that, it'd be indie classic.
That he made after Nacho Libre. It's really weird. It's with,
that movie is really weird. I know exactly what you're talking about. I can't remember the name, but I know which one you're talking about.
It's about Bronco. Like this kid's comic strip becoming live action stuff.
Yeah, I mean he's not a good filmmaker. Gentlemen Broncos is the name of that movie. But
yeah, Gentlemen Broncos.
I can't say I've liked.
He got exposed right away.
Yeah, it's like also it's like exposed and given too much money. Like that's what happens. Like, like let's say he didn't get the money. His name is Jared Hess, by the way.
Would that have happened if that movie didn't get completely memed out and like catch so fucking hard? What if like it's not so like abused and beaten down, where the guy could have just slowly written something else instead of all these expectations to be funny,
Yeah. No, and even like I'm looking at like Jared Hess, man. He's first off, by the way, both him and John Heder, who is the Napoleon Dynamite, they're like super big Mormons. They met in BYU film school, and that's where they wrote Napoleon Dynamite. No, they're actually he's from I think John Heater's from Utah. Most people from BYU are from Utah, but you do have some Mormons elsewhere that'll, go out there. I
Yeah,
think
I mean, I feel like a lot of people when they go to school, it's just from where they grew up.
I think Jared Hess is from somewhere in the Midwest. I know that. He's somewhere from the Midwest. And he's got a brother too. So it was like him and his brother, they wrote this. Like it was kind of like sort of like a Midwest Mormon version of the Duplass brothers. That's basically what it is. But BYU they made that movie with John Heater.
I hate that show.
But that's pretty awesome. Like, this whole thing came from a fucking film school idea in like the late 90s, early 2000s. And they did a short film, of course, and then they were like, all right, we got some money, we can do the whole film, and that's what we saw. MTV actually paid for it because I'm sure they saw like an early version of it and like, oh, this is good, let's give them money. So that's kind of where they came from. And they probably, I don't even know how much do you think that movie cost? Like, I bet you it was fucking nothing. What do you think?
Cast a bunch of nobodies.
Well, that's, what's funny? It's more than you'd think.
The only guy
let me see if you can have a guess.
Guy,
how much do you think this movie's
Dojo
worth?
Guy was from Whose Line Is It Anyway? That's the biggest person in the film.
How much do you think this movie cost? What do you think the price of this movie was?
I don't know, $1 million.
Well, it's under that. I'm gonna give you a hint. It's under $1 million. So also, I mean, that. But again, realize this is This is basically a student film. So you gotta realize
how much
that.
did it make though?
I'm gonna look up the box. I'll tell you it made $46
no,
million.
Forget box office. You got to think about like DVD sales because back then DVDs were.
Dude, it made a lot more than the box office. Worldwide, worldwide, it made $46 million.
Both, right? You have DVDs and Blu-ray.
Yeah, worldwide, it made $46 million. I'm gonna say you can triple that as far as its lifetime sale. Triple it. It's made about $300 million probably. And it's one of those movies that'll still continue to make money because its popularity. But how much? So what if it's under $1 million? What do you think? Give me a guess on that. What do you think the budget was?
60,000.
No, it's over that. Over that. That's really low. No, it's over that.
800.
It's still like
1,000.
that's like
you're right now.
You're getting into the ballpark of things, but it's under that.
Telling me, I don't want to keep looking like an idiot.
Well, it's under that. It's half of what you're saying. It was made for $400,000. So like less than a half a million.
I said 800,000.
Yeah, well that's basically $1 million. This is 400,000. So you're close. You're half of that.
Well, you said it was close to $1 million.
No, I said like under $1 million, and then I said give me like your estimate.
I thought you said just under $1 million.
No, I was like just kind of saying like it's under $1 million. So let's see what you would guess at. But your 800,000, I would actually think is actually like that's a good guess. That's a really good guess. I would think it'd be like just under it. But the fact that it's just under 500 million is like, or 500,000 is kind of crazy. Like that's fucking nuts. Especially like, you hear about these indie movies now that are like, I heard about that European movie. I forget the name, but it's kind of a grindhouse movie. I think it was made for $16 million. That's like a cheap movie these days.
What was that fucking
movie? It was a movie recently about World War II. Swedish.
Oh shit, with the dog.
The dog.
And the guy has like gold that the Nazis steal from him, and then it's like some supernatural hero and fucks them all up.
That's exactly. It's called Sisu. Yep, that's it.
Yeah, I
made for like $16 million. That's like a cheap movie these days. Like, even though the $16 million to me sounds like a lot, still, You look at fucking again inflation with Napoleon Dynamite. Probably put up to $1 million, I'd say. Is what that would have cost today. Still really fucking cheap. But then again, they don't do anything in that movie that's expensive. Like what in that movie is expensive? Nothing. Like I can't think of anything in that movie that's actually expensive. Probably just to pay to make the movie. Pay people to do it. Like crew and other things. That's it.
Craft services.
Yeah, because it's like also everyone in the movie was pre them being famous. Except for like Uncle Rico, who's like kind of a nothing actor anyway.
Pre being famous. None of the people from that movie are famous, man. What are you talking
Maybe the
about?
karate guy is kind of famous. Not really anyone.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like that guy was the only person I knew before that movie. He was on.
He was on stuff.
Who's
you got Max Mom
in Net TV or some shit.
Max Mom is right in ATV. The first appearance. Was that?
No,
yeah, it makes
like that guy was before this.
They had to rent a llama. Yeah, that's true. I mean, they had to pay for some stuff like that. Very, very fucking honestly, like even 400,000 to me sounds expensive. I'm almost gonna argue. I think you could still make that movie for 400,000.
Like they didn't have to rent a llama. They probably shot that shit on location from like a couple miles down from where the guy lived.
Well, no, because all right, so
we got llama farms.
Dude, I looked into this movie. I've been
passing llama farms. There's this like my mom has a friend who lives on the same street as a llama farm.
Yeah,
and
but also
I've passed some emu farms too.
They shot this movie so cheap. I remember I looked into this. They shot in a high school in Utah or whatever during the summer. So no one was there.
Like
they didn't have to rent anything out that heavily. How much do you think you had to pay a high school to shoot there in the summer? Probably like fucking nothing. You give them like
1,000?
You say like we'll give you $5,000. They're like sure. Like guarantee it wasn't much more than that. It's a cheap fucking movie. Let me think my next thing here. I was going to talk about the Aquaman 2 trailer. It came out on Sunday, Football Sunday with the Giants. The Giants Cowboys. That was embarrassing as shit.
Yeah, a big pile of shit in the rain.
Who would have thought that New York would have some bad luck during 9/11? Who would have thought that would have happened, right? Some bad luck the past 2 days with 9/11 and the Giants and Aaron Rodgers. I feel bad for the Jets. I don't like the Jets, but I still like. No. I wanted to see what Rodgers would do.
And the delusional morons.
No, I don't disagree, but I still wanted to as a fan of NFL and football, I wanted to see what Rodgers would do on a different team. I don't give a shit what team it would have been. There's still just like a selfish.
Nah, I don't care. I want to see them go down in flames.
Yeah,
all the people I work
all the
with
shit they talk.
We're shitting all over the Giants, saying their season's over. I'm like, the season's over after one game. Well, yeah. Now you know what that's fucking like.
That is kind of funny.
Now your season is over after one game.
Yeah, basically.
Carver's a motherfucker.
You know what though? That defense on the Jets looks fucking. That honestly looks.
It's not gonna matter. You can.
It might not.
Defense and hope for Trent Dilfer, but you're gonna end up with Rex Grossman.
It might not. I definitely agree with you. It might not if you're not scoring, but damn.
That defense looks so much shit. I'm like, okay, so
that defense looks legit though. That's also what sucks too. Is like, imagine they did have Rodgers, they would have like a decent team because fuck that defense would have kept them in the game.
That Hard Knocks bullshit on top of it, just to make the
I didn't watch Hard Knocks. I never like Hard Knocks.
I didn't watch any of it either. I just know that when teams are overwhelmed with that much pressure, they usually shit the fucking bed underneath it. And
yeah, well, this all goes back to shitting the bed. We're going to talk about. Speaking of shitting the bed, we're going to talk about Aquaman too. That's the epitome of shitting the bed. You're basically like, Warner Brothers is basically shitting the bed.
Have you ever shit a bed? I've never shit a bed. I pissed in a bed.
I've never shit in bed.
Never shit.
No. That sounds like a horror story there. It's like a hereditary.
I pissed in Tom's bed once when we were tripping. I pissed accidentally.
I can see that happening. You can't really control that kind of shit.
I blame it on the tea kettle.
Sweat.
Sweat
Say you sweat.
and tea.
Well, sometimes you gotta piss, man. I don't think I've ever done that.
No,
but I
it
can
wasn't
see that.
intentional. It was
No, I don't think you can
I
really
was tripping
control it
so
when you're like.
hard where it happened, and then after the fact, I was like, "Oh shit!" Like that happened.
No, I mean also
and
like
then I just try to
back
think of
when
stuff to blame it on.
back then when all our friends group was tripping, you guys were doing like way too heavy dosage. You know, like we're
Yeah,
talking like
heroic doses.
like I remember
7, 8
people doing
tabs. And
yeah
that's
7 to 8 hit
expensive.
7
You know,
to
say
10
you're
hits of
spending like
acid
$10
is
a
like an
tab.
average.
That's like $80.
Yeah, I mean the most of any of those, the most I ever did with LSD was 2 hits of acid, and that was way too much, and I never want to do it again. And then I remember doing like a full quarter of mushrooms, and that was way too much too. And that's where I stopped. No, it's
whenever you're tripping,
but I was never at that 10 hit of acid range.
No, but like whenever you're tripping and it's not too much, then it's like even worse because you're expecting the trip and you don't, and that's even worse than like, you know what I mean? Like trying to trip and not fully tripping is even worse than going out of your head and like pissing someone else's bed. You know what I mean?
The best tripping I ever had was on it was a half an eighth of mushrooms, and it was like super fucking potent mushrooms. Where
that's
like
the thing though with like
that's also potency,
dosage,
yeah.
You never
Yeah,
know what
like,
you're getting.
it was
you know,
potent.
like I've had 2 tabs be like the equivalent of 6, and I've had like 6 tabs be the equivalent of 4. You know, it's hard to really tell
exactly
what the blot is or what you're really getting when you get it. That's the thing
Like,
with like edibles. You know, like I've had some edibles where I've almost gone like comatose, and then I've had some edibles where it's like it was a waste of time and money and I didn't feel a fucking thing.
Yeah, like that half an eighth of mushrooms was like probably equal to a full eighth of other mushrooms, but if I took a full eighth of those mushrooms, it'd be fucking too much. That'd be like a nightmare scenario.
Right, yeah, it's hard to find a balance.
You know, like I mean, I remember they were like bright blue. Like they were you touched them and they turned blue,
and
so you
white.
knew they had the psilocybin all over them.
I think they're called like snow caps or something.
Yeah, like I remember they like were just I mean, those are awesome. I mean, and also like very like super psychedelic, but also not like paranoia psychedelic. Like they were it was a good trip. That was a good trip, but not a good trip is going on for Warner Brothers. Record-breaking losses for their DC movies. That's a good transition, right?
That's what's called a segue, kids.
There's a segue right there. That's a total segue.
Who's
the
this guy on the
rumor,
right, by the way? Like, where's this motherfucker from?
He's from Shazam, and
none
of these things have worked.
Some like spy show.
I think he was in some shitty show, but the marketing, like that's also part of this whole thing is the marketing budget for the Flash,
it's such a bad wig.
Blue Beetle, for Shazam. It's just been
Wait,
so
I
bad.
thought she got canceled after the Depp trial. She's still
no,
going?
she has, dude. Well, yeah, that's
so
they released
replace her.
Well, they released a trailer for it was a trailer for a trailer. It's a teaser to show off the trailer later. But Amber Heard was nowhere to be found in the trailer. I don't think they want her in it, and I'll blame her. I'll blame that. Like
Terrence Howard guy from Iron Man got replaced with Don Cheadle.
Yeah, Terrence Howard is better.
No, I know, but like nobody even like thought about it. Like, oh, the same character is now like.
Well, I think it's
really
too early
black
to
and
tell.
different looking.
I don't think I think like they weren't the movie wasn't as famous as it. You know, like the MCU was not famous at the time, so I think that was fine to do. Nowadays, if like you did that in the middle, it'd be like weird.
That's what I'm saying.
Back then, I don't think it mattered.
Like, oh, I like Terrence Howard so much in the first movie. Now he's not here anymore. It's like nobody thought that at all.
The first 2 movies, by the way, he was in the first 2.
2?
I'm almost positive he's in the second one. I'm gonna say he's in
the first one when he said his contract was too low.
I'm gonna say this. I think he's in the second one. Oh no! I'm wrong. Don Cheadle comes in the second one, so he's only in the first one.
Yeah, because of contract disputes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that makes sense. Well, it makes sense. I mean, it makes sense for everyone.
What I heard,
I get it. I'd ask for more money.
He wanted to make as much money as Robert Downey Jr. I'm like, bro.
Oh, that's insane.
read the room, motherfucker. Like that's never gonna happen.
Yeah. No, I mean, come on. He
You're out of
wasn't
your
the main
mind.
character. But yeah,
I
the
know,
trailer
but
dropped.
like, why would you think that? Like, you're even close.
Yeah, and so this trailer dropped, and everyone's been expecting this trailer for a long time, but it just seems like I don't think Warner Brothers wants to spend any more money on marketing. They just kind of want to like, James Gunn's taking over, everything's gonna change. I think they just kind of were like, they're like, all right, we'll just put these movies out and see what we can get, but we're not gonna really like over market it, which is probably a smart move since Blue Beetle did bad, Shazam has done bad, Flash has done bad. Those are all movies they marketed.
Okay. They made a second one.
What? No,
Well, hold on.
Shazam
I don't
2.
want to go
Shazam
like
2.
on a tangent or anything, but just quickly, like Kevin Federline is seeking more child support for Britney Spears.
He wants to get some money
the
off
other
her.
way around. Usually, it's like the guy.
No, it's actually what I'm looking at. This is accurate.
Sapped out of everything he's worth.
What he's saying here, I don't doubt.
Fucking loser. Fucking
no.
bitch,
But here's the thing. What I'm saying, what he's saying here, I don't doubt. She's a fucking crazy person. I'm sure she doesn't have the kids at all.
Yeah, but he's
if he's got the kids,
he's not spending any time with those motherfuckers. He's got like maids and people to watch them. You
put
the shit about these assholes.
$40,000 a month.
These kids are just a vehicle for him to get money. I bet he spends just about as much time as she does with them.
He's getting $40,000 for them a month. I think that's enough.
That's like what people live off of.
No, that's way less. That's way less than what people live off of. Like, there's people, like, honestly, to get 5,000.
Some people live off of like 30 grand a year.
No, yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like, I'd say the average person is making, the average household is making.
It's so sick. Like this.
I don't know.
Complaining about getting 40 grand a month when some people can barely make that their existence.
No, exactly. The average household's probably getting 5 grand a month. I'd say that's a 2-family thing.
No, I'm talking yearly.
2-family income.
Like what he's.
I'm just gonna break it down to
in a month is what some people can't barely make in a year.
I'm going to say the monthly average is about 5 grand. And that might even be a little high.
No, I'd say it's lower. I'd say it's like 2 to 3.
Let's find that out. All right. Monthly average is about 4,600 in the US.
That's bullshit. That's not realistic.
That's a 2-family. That's a 2-family income. You're talking about a wife, a mom, and a dad. Cut it in half, that's a one person. Then you're making about 3 grand or 2 grand, 2.5. That is probably, if it's just one person or like, a single parent, 2,500. So this guy is talking about 40 fucking grand. All right. Yeah. Fuck Kevin Federline.
Do nothing. Like, I bet that motherfucker is like doing absolutely nothing. He doesn't have a job. If he is, he's like some washed up backup dancer that she fucked. Like,
I think that's what it was. But speaking of money,
that and anything other than some horrible reality show, appearance.
Speaking of money, also, this is also what's interesting about this movie. Aquaman from 2018 is one of the most made money for the DC. It's 1.1 billion. I mean, I never saw this movie at all. But I mean, it was just a like a product of the times and the product of the superhero era. But the fact that they're not marketing this movie, that its former movie, the previous movie did 1.1 billion, is kind of fucking strange. Like you have to, isn't that kind of weird? You'd think you'd market the sequel to the 1.1 billion dollar movie. That's we're talking like Barbie money, we're talking Super Mario money. That's like serious fucking money. That's serious income for a movie. I mean, that's like, if you're gonna have a movie that makes that money, it's gonna be one of the best movies in the last 5 years as far as box office return. So the fact that they're just like completely dropping the ball on it is interesting, unless it was just a product of the time, which could be the case. And I've seen some funny tweets, by the way. I saw this tweet by Jay Bauman from Red Letter Media. He said, "Here's a fun bit of movie trivia. Not a single human being on the entire planet gives a shit about Aquaman 2. I kind of think that's like the truth, like the most true thing I've ever heard. I don't think anyone cares. Also, like 2018. That's what is that now? What is that? Fucking 5 years ago? Or what? I don't even know. Was that 7 years ago? Jesus. What is that? I don't know. It's 5 years ago. 5 years ago, this movie came out. So maybe a little late, but I agree with Jay Bauman on this. It's a little too late. And even let's see, Warner Brothers is trying to show this movie off. They released it on Sunday football night when the Giants were losing their whole season. Here's the trailer. Might as well watch it, right? That's what off my back. In 4 days, the trailer's going to come out. This is a trailer to the trailer. Oh, by the way, when I saw this trailer and I saw the C came up, it said C, I thought of there's an Apple show called C that Jason Momoa was in. I thought this was a trailer to that. So I didn't even know what this was when I saw it on TV. I was like, I don't even know what this is. No Amber Heard.
I'm gonna kill Aquaman and destroy everything he holds dear.
Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom.
That was it. What do you think? What do you think? It's kind of a nothing thing there. By the way, that black guy, I don't know. Can I even say? I can say. Can I say that this day and age? African American male, cisgender African American male. He's from Candyman, and I don't think he's a bad actor. I think that movie sucked, but not a bad actor. So I'll give that. And then even like some of these set pieces look nice. You know, like look at this set piece with Jason Momoa here. It looks nice. Spent some real money on some of this, but I don't know. Some of these effects just don't look good. It's like I don't know. I wonder. It's like did they not finish the effect shots? And you know what sucks, man? I like Patrick Wilson as an actor. He's getting too big for his britches. Maybe it's that. It's like you become an actor, you get too big for your britches. Yeah, some of this CG is absurd. Like these mer people, or the I don't know, maybe they're Kappa. Yeah, no, I never saw the first one either. Mixplex, I'm in the same boat. Same boat. This was one of those like, I don't know. It was one of those movies that just when things get like even the first one, I remember this. Like when things get overly CG, I'm just like I'm out. It's just like I don't need to watch. I don't know. It just like completely turns me off. You know, it's like when you can tell just every single person in this movie is behind a green screen when they're filming it. Like, no thanks. Coming out December 20th. So this is a Christmas gift for John Lovitz over there. I know he's ready for this. This is gonna be a Christmas gift for Lovitz. I wrote that down. The director of this, who's James Wan, I don't really know. Yeah. It's a Christmas gift for Mixaplex too. He'll love this one. I don't know. I actually don't know who this is a Christmas gift for. Somebody out there is excited for this for Christmas. It's not me. Maybe like 3 people out there excited for this for Christmas. They're gonna go get a Santa hat on, maybe dress up. They're gonna go to IMAX theater. They're gonna travel 20 miles to go to that IMAX theater. And they're gonna go see Jason Momoa in a terrible CG CG movie with mer people all around him. Oh man. Well, good for them. If they love it, God bless you. Hollywood loves you if you love that movie. If you love Aquaman, Hollywood loves you for that. Because those are some low stakes. Low stakes for them. That's like shooting fish in a barrel. I'm sure that's what Hollywood actually. I'm sure there's all these producers laughing about that. With that first movie that made $1 billion, like shooting fucking fish in a barrel. What was I talking about? James Wan. What did James Wan do? I know he's done Fast and the Furious movies. I think he's an overall trashy director.
I think Saw.
He did Saw. Yes, you're right. He did Saw. He did Insidious. He did The Conjuring. So this is where Patrick Wilson comes in. Where fuck, man, I get it. Maybe there's some allegiance to Patrick Wilson and James Wan, but get out of there, man.
He did.
I like The Conjuring. I have to say, I like The Conjuring. I think the first one I like.
Yeah.
Even you know what? I'm gonna actually go out on a limb and say I kind of like the Conjuring series. I like 1, 2, and 3.
Why do you say you're going out on a limb?
Because I think I especially like 3. I like Conjuring. I like the Conjuring 3.
What does that have to do with going out on a limb?
Because I don't think most people like the Conjuring 3, but I think I like that one of the best.
Oh, 3. I thought you just meant like in general.
Yeah, I kind of like
the
Conjuring
coming out
3.
now with some nun or some shit. I've seen a trailer or two where it's like flying around in the air.
Yeah, The Conjuring 3 has some weird connections to real life. It was about a guy who like kills all these fucking people out of nowhere, and then says like the devil made me do it. So, and that was like his excuse in court, and he actually got out of court because they proved that the Warrens
No, he
proved
didn't
that this
get
guy
out.
was.
He pled insanity and probably got a different deal than murder.
No, he got out. You could look this up. He got out. He got out because like the jury believed that he. Yeah, no, you could look this up. It was based on a real thing.
Okay, so if I go to decide, if I decided to like murder a bunch of people, I can come up with the same excuse.
Yeah. Conjuring 3, real story. The Devil Made Me Do It is rooted in a macabre real-life murder of a 19-year-old who was charged in the killing of his landlord in 1981, back when like
come on. I mean, who doesn't want to kill their landlord?
Yeah, and also probably the South believes heavily Christian. But yeah,
it's not always about the conviction, it's where you're convicted at.
It's not a bad movie. That's all I'll say. It's not a bad movie.
Say like you're some white guy and you ran over like a family of black people. If you're in Alabama or some shit, you probably have a better chance than in New York or something.
Yeah. I know James Wan, who's his name on Instagram is Creepy Puppet. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know. Maybe he's a big Ghoulies fan.
Female doll shit.
He's probably a Ghoulies fan. Maybe he's a Ghoulies fan.
Do you remember what's that female puppet fucking franchise that people love?
Ghoulies 2 and 3.
Annabelle.
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 Come on, man. You got to know this. You got to know your Warren family stories here.
I did know it. I was close enough. I get credit for that.
Yeah. His name is Creepy Puppet.
I said Antebellum, and it was Annabelle. I mean, that's pretty fucking close.
But I think there is a movie called Antebellum. Isn't there? You're close. You can't.
Came out already, or it's just.
I'm happy. I'll say this. I'm happy you can't get that name right. But go check out One Piece. You should check out One Piece. I think you'll like it. And I'm speaking to the plural you. The plural you. It's good. Honestly, good show. It's like I'm still shocked that I found a good show in 2023.
Oh,
it's gonna be real.
Only one?
No, I'm not. I heard about this from people I follow on YouTube. That like, I saw a tweet from and I don't even really like this guy.
About this shit like a year ago.
No, 28. I heard about the anime in 2018. So I heard about it a long time
ago. You just wrote that person off as an asshole and didn't even bother?
No, I wrote it off as like, oh, I guess you like anime. All right. This was the animated version. So I was like, okay. I kind of thought like, oh, you like crappy anime. That's basically what I thought. But I don't know. To me, every anime is the
If
same.
you're that judgmental, where somebody said they like anime, you just wrote them off like they should have died.
I mean, I guess I was judgmental. I honestly like. I might go watch the One
And
Piece
now look
animated.
at you. You're some.
I want to watch the
fucking-
animated show because I want to see what happens in the lore of the story. I'm that into One Piece now.
Now you're just a weeb.
You know what? I guess so. I mean, I can't say I've ever liked any anime before, besides from
Now you're just
Studio
a weeb
Ghibli,
trying to
like movies.
Cling next episode.
See, I don't think. Well, yeah, I think you have to be a weeb. Like a weeb is like you have to like an animated TV show. You know, like I've never liked that in my life.
You like really want to be Asian and you want to have sex with Asian people. Like,
But what's the Urban Dictionary? There's got to be an Urban Dictionary. There's got to be. What's the definition on Urban Dictionary here? How do you spell this?
What's a
Weeb, W-E-E?
Oh, I read that wrong.
Frank Oz didn't do this. A weeb is someone who Naruto runs to be in the first lunch line. Person interested in anime and Japanese culture. There is an important difference between a weeb and a weebo. The latter person, which is a weebo, is denounce their own culture, believe or want to become Japanese. They have a waifu.
That's what I'm thinking of. Weebo,
which is a body pillow.
Yeah,
and they watch
body pillow, which is
they
like
watch
some...
hentai.
Okay, wow.
Weebs
so
aren't.
Weeb and the weebo is that much
There's
different
difference.
just from the one letter.
Yes, there's difference. Weebos are normal people who just like anime and maybe they have some merch. A weebo is someone who's denounced American culture and accepted Japanese culture or what they think is Japanese culture as their own. Probably the latter, where they think it's what Japanese culture is. That sounds more accurate.
Yeah.
Guarantee you go to Japan and they're like, we don't care about this shit. We're just trying to go to work. You know, like that's like kind of the funny thing. I'm sure they're like, yeah, we don't fucking care. We're just trying to go to work. That's it. Yeah, so James Wan said finally the trailer is arriving. He said finally. He's been waiting. And we're only like
Well, he
like
put it in
2
all
months
caps,
out.
so you know he's serious.
I mean, maybe it's like a writer strike thing or he's like legitimately like I didn't even know if this was happening or not, which could be the case. And then some people wrote back and said this is a fucking trailer for a trailer. And then even James Wan said like, yeah, I know it's hilarious. I mean, he's even admitting that this is fucking insane, that like this is nothing. Let me see what Mike Stacklasa said here. From Red Letter Media fame. He said, leave your stupid comments in your pocket. Okay. Surprised he hasn't said anything about the Packers winning. They had a good win. If I was him, I'd be talking all about the Packers. I gotta check out this movie Cobweb. They talked highly of Cobweb.
Brag about one win when you're probably going to get your shit pushed in the rest of the year, you know?
Yeah, I have to check out Cobweb though. You got Lizzie Kaplan. You have Anthony Starr from The Boys. Homelander is in it.
Lizzie Kaplan
and Homelander. Come on, Homelander is like the best point of that whole fucking show. But Aquaman too. No one likes it. Everyone's been making fun of it. And can you blame anyone? And also, like, I don't blame DC for not spending a lot on this movie, like marketing, because who fucking cares? Aquaman's probably done. Everything's done from the DC. It's all getting rebooted. So I wouldn't spend a lot. I'd let it ride. People who are gonna go see this movie are gonna go see it. The people who won't.
Yeah,
That's
well,
it.
we've been saying the same thing about Disney, and they never stopped them.
Well, I don't think it's a bad move to just be like, all right, you're gonna go fucking see it or not. Which is what movies used to be about. That's actually kind of what the movie business used to be about. You know, like they'd take risks where it's like, we're going to make it for a certain audience and maybe they'll see it. Maybe they won't.
Well, you still see that sometimes. Like that Everything All at Once got nominated for an Oscar, yet it had a woman with hot dog fingers having sex with her lesbian.
That's a low budget movie. A low budget movie by a fake indie
and then
film
there was
company.
a guy who got like a power up bonus from shoving his asshole into a dildo.
Yeah, I mean, here's the funny part. Everyone who's like a
And it
little
gave him
indie douche hipster fan, they're like, "Oh, I
by
love
shoving something up his
A24."
ass.
Yeah, they're like,
By
"Oh, I
shoving
love
something up his ass, he
A24."
got energized karate abilities. You don't
Yeah.
see that from every other Oscar winner.
No, yeah. But all these people saying like, "Oh, I love A24. They're so indie. They're so like original." Meanwhile, A24 is a subsidiary of Warner Brothers. So basically,
Well,
you're going to watch a Warner
music.
Brothers movie.
You know, like a lot of people think,
but still mainstream.
Whatever group is on some indie label, and then you find out it's just a person who worked within the company who begged to have some offshoot of a label to get some people to sign to it because they weren't comfortable doing it indirectly or directly, or you know what I mean, like.
Oh yeah, exactly. Oh, so my next thing here is Will Hollywood is still on strike. The strike continues. Here's Elliot Page, I guess. Will Hollywood on strike and no one misses them. You know, we've been 4 months. The strike started 4 months ago with the writers, and it's been 2 months since the actor strike. And no one
And nothing's
cares.
changed. Everyone's just worried about the economy being fucking terrible.
Yeah, I don't think anyone gives a shit. Like at all.
And
like
World War V or whatever the fuck.
No, and also they're on the strike at the worst fucking possible time. You know, like you had these two big hits in the box office with Barbie and Oppenheimer. Worst time to be on strike. And then also the streaming numbers are down. You know, like, and they're trying, like, both the actors and the writers are trying to ask for more money because of streaming, and the streaming numbers are down. It's like, you're not asking for money at the good time. Maybe should have waited until streaming was working.
I mean, there's never a good time to ask for money.
I don't know. I kind of think it's a good thing personally. Fuck these actors. Fuck these writers. That's sort of how I feel. I'm like,
no,
the only one
fuck the writers, fuck the actors. The writers
I'd
are
say fuck
already
the
getting fucked over.
The top tier writers, I say fuck them. Anyone a lower tier writer, I feel bad for.
You know, most of the top tier writers are also
tier writers.
directors.
They're gonna get jobs no matter what.
Like most of the time, they're doing more than just writing.
The people I feel bad for are the workers. You know, like let's say you're a fucking, you know, PA on a movie, you're lighting a movie, you're a grip, you're all this shit, you're part of the crew. They're getting fucked over because nothing's getting filmed right now. They're getting fucked over. Now, I totally feel for them because that's not right. But fucking top tier writers, top tier actor, Elliot Page, I don't fucking care. Fuck you. Let me see here. What's the first strike?
Yeah, fuck him.
Oh yeah, fuck him. That's right. That's very politically correct of you, Love would say.
Well, I could have said fuck it and just covered every base.
Well, there's no tits anymore on her, so. Or him. He's got no tits. Tits are gone. She's gone. Or I don't know. He's gone tits down. Isn't that a term? Is that a Canadian term? Tits down? Or maybe tits up? I think that's a British term. Tits up. You've gone tits up. I think that's a British term. But let's see this. Never heard that term?
No.
The report is that the striking Hollywood workers are facing evictions, some living in their cars. Oh, God. Isn't that so sad for these Hollywood writers that live in their cars? Hey, go work a construction job. Start complaining then.
Yeah, accidentally cut your fucking finger off or fall off a roof and get impaled by a fence.
Yeah, I think of the people that are, you know, working highway shifts at fucking 1 a.m. in the rain. Yeah, they're complaining.
Which are things I've witnessed happen. It's not even like just a made up shit to me. It's like I saw a guy have a spoke go through his shoulder blade.
Right.
He fell off the roof.
But meanwhile, as the dual Hollywood strikes drag on, they're talking about the writers and the actors, those poor writers and actors. With no end in sight, writers and actors are increasingly finding themselves in dire financial straits with a growing number of striking
It's
workers.
got to be so taxing trying to come up with a shitty
yeah.
plot of a superhero movie on its 8th reboot and iteration.
They might have to move out.
What is
You know,
going to do
they might
20
not be
years
able to
from now?
afford. They might not be able to afford a Santa Monica apartment. They might have to move to Santa Cruz. You know, like, isn't that sad? They might have to move all the way to Santa Cruz. They're gonna have to go from one island paradise beach to the next island paradise beach. Ugh. But here he goes. As the dual Hollywood strikes drag on with the sight, the writers and actors increasingly find themselves in dire financial straits. The growing number of striking workers reportedly facing evictions as they can no longer afford to pay rent. In certain cases, some have resorted to living in their cars. Several charitable organizations, oh God, they're paying for these fucking people. God. Fucking give your money to somebody else. They're seeing housing difficulties impact actors and writers as well as blue collar crew members. Now, I do feel bad for them because let's say you're just a set worker, like almost like Harrison Ford. You know, he's a carpenter for sets and all that shit. Like that ain't good. That gig's out the window for them.
That's what he's telling you.
That's true. Thousands of crew members ranging from lighting professionals to makeup artists. Again, people I do think are talented and deserve to be working. No issue with that. They're on long-term unemployment due to strikes. Well, you know what? Gavin Newsom's going to probably help them out with that. He's California's hero right there. For many non-celebrity actors, the strikes have been financially ruinous. The strike is
These people are
massive.
non-essential. Like they don't matter. Like
no, they
we
really
need,
don't.
like,
But I don't think they're
and utility
they do and
workers.
they don't.
Like these fucking people don't matter. You can get anyone else.
They don't. They do and they don't.
Do the same bullshit.
I mean, like the thing is this: I still appreciate as a, you know, even right now you're watching The Bear. You know, you all of us can still appreciate entertainment, and then that means that you're gonna have workers that do makeup.
That's like the first thing I decided to watch in the last like 5 years.
Nonetheless, there's makeup being done on that show. There's people that are doing the sets. There's crew members that I support in that whole thing. I understand their strive. You know, these producers, these actors, these fucking writers who get any job they fucking want. I don't care about them.
It's like the rare occurrence of a good show out of like 100.
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the sad story, right? The strike has had a massive impact on my housing situation. I worked one day in May, and since then, all the work has stopped, said David Botch. I've almost depleted my entire savings. I mean, I guess he spent it all on coke too, probably. Come on. You're in fucking Santa Monica. You're not going to get some...
don't even have savings to deplete.
Right.
They just
but I mean, if you're in Santa Monica...
Car.
Yeah. I mean, that coke out there in Santa Monica is going to deplete that savings.
My savings.
Yeah.
Like, most people didn't even get to that point. They just get a fucking regular job because they didn't want to be even close to that happening.
Yeah, I'd like to see David Botch's coke situation. How much he's spending on coke anyway? That could be what depleted your savings.
There's shitty places that are always hiring. You just are too much of an asshole to want to subject yourself to that.
Yeah, get some shitty coke. Maybe have some fentanyl in there. Who cares?
Get some fentanyl. He's fucking bullshit complaints.
Yeah. Hopefully David Botch gets some fentanyl. We don't have to hear him anymore.
Yeah, hopefully
I've been able to.
He doesn't have to worry about not making rent because he's dead.
Well, here's the situation. He's hasn't been able to pay his rent the last few months, but the building manager extended his grace period due to social credit, which sounds like a Chinese thing, because he did some gardening, landscaping in the building's common area. But now, since August, he received an eviction. That motherfucker's out. You're out.
I can only imagine this bullshit gardening job. He probably didn't even bother to pull.
Yeah, what'd he do? He kind of cleaned up probably like the little
just
entrance
stood there
area.
while he got other people to do it and complained about the entire experience the whole time.
Leaders of the two Hollywood charities.
Working that hard, and I'm barely making my rent next month.
This is sad. There's a program called the Hollywood Charities. They they fund entertainment and motion picture people. Jesus Christ. Holy shit.
Yeah, I mean,
fuck.
half
That's
of
like
Hawaii.
that's what you're paying for? Is a charity?
That's what
Holy
the money
shit.
should be going to.
Yeah.
Some
Holy
asshole
shit.
trying to write a shitty script that'll never get made for the next fucking 6 months.
Yeah, like the shitty screenwriter who wrote fucking Sheldon Goes to Town or whatever bullshit with the Big Bang crap, getting charity from the fucking Motion Picture and Television Fund. Jesus fucking Christ. Holy shit. People are becoming unhoused. They're being evicted from their apartments and they're not paying their mortgages, so eventually they'll lose their homes as well. Well, you know what? Did you really expect that writing for a TV show would make your money?
And their home? They're going to lose both?
Yeah. And honestly, did you really expect writing for a fucking the Sheldon Goes to fucking Town show is going to make you a living for the rest of your life? Come on. What are we living in? Fucking Fantasyland? The actors' writer strike against Hollywood studios has no signs of ending. The warning continue to dig their heels in on negotiation points. Okay, so no sign of the strike ending anytime soon. But you know what? Fuck them. I'm on the side of Bob Iger here and Disney. Fuck these writers. Go Bob Iger. Tank that stock. I want to get a better price as a consumer. Right? Don't you want to get a better price? This is America, man. I want to get a better stock price. It's fucking Darth Maul, NASCAR, Pepsi shirt, man. That's what this is. That's the world we're living in. That's basically what you want. That's fucking limited edition Jeff Gordon Pepsi shirt.
Limited edition Star Wars Jeff Gordon Darth Maul Pepsi shirt. Andy's doing water curls. The fuck out of here.
Yeah, totally agree with that. It's fucking America, man. Fuck yeah. I think Popeye's my favorite one there. Popeye's fucking awesome, man. Love me some Popeye.
I don't think I've really ever been there, but we gotta get some. We gotta
I'm
get
not
some
talking
different.
about
We gotta get some different piss montages, man. We've been regurgitating the same ones for a while now.
Well, I had to rock a piss right there. Come on. But I've never been to Popeyes, I don't think, in my life. I'm talking about the fucking cartoon. I'm talking about that olive oil shit. I'm talking about that hamburger man guy. I'm talking about the cartoon, man. Walking around with that hamburger and shit. You know what I'm talking about? You ever see Popeye?
No.
Really? You never seen the cartoon Popeye?
Well,
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe
It's like a hamburger guy. There's like a hamburger guy in Popeye. He's always like eating hamburgers the whole time. I don't think I can do a hamburger without cheese. Can you do that? I don't think I could even do that. Seems kind of, I don't know. Somebody's doing it out there. Somebody's eating a hamburger right now. So the last thing I got here, I like the end of the list. These are underrated movies about aliens, and I found this list earlier. And I didn't even want to look at it because I wanted to come into it fresh, or at least that's what I'm saying. That's the story, and I'm sticking to it. I wanted to come into it fresh. Tell you what, man, MovieWeb has some cool lists. Every so often, I'll find a list. I'm like, oh fuck, that's awesome. Like, look at this list. Look at this. Look at this fucking hero image here. That's what they call that in the web world. You call it a hero image.
Okay.
Got some Tremors looking motherfucker. You got like a demon with some girl with her tits out. One-eyed monster. Nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with that.
It looks like a. Is that a samurai sword or a stick?
I think it's a stick. That's even better. That's where you're gonna go against this fucking Tremor thing with a stick. It's even better. Honestly, the art here I like. Awesome art. I don't think they have anything to do with the rest of the article, but I like the art. Let's see what goes on here. Number 12, Creature. I mean, I'm going to say this. I'm expecting movies I've never heard of.
I don't know. We should save this for the next stream because I'm fading right now.
Wait,
we did this already.
No, this is new, man.
We fucking did this list, man. No, this is the Xenomorph fucking ripoff. We talked about this, I thought.
This one might have came up, but Creature, number 12. Number 11, The Fourth Kind. Have you ever seen that? Mia Jokovic? She's Ukrainian. Never heard of it.
I've seen her, but not this.
Number 10, Captive State. Never heard of this in my life. But I'm going to put it on my list because this is kind of new.
Well, hold on.
So
we should let's see this stream because I gotta go.
We'll save this for another time. All right, we'll save this. I wouldn't mind doing this again. Yeah, I kind of do want to see this, but I agree. We'll get to it. We're already over our allotted time anyway. Disney's gonna come after us if we don't start talking about the stock.
Well, we didn't cover anything that Disney made, but we brought them up enough times to where we should get some money.
Oh yeah, I mean we're big pieces of shit here. I got my hair slicked back. I'm talking slick back. I got water on it. It's all wet.
Yeah, like
sloppy steaks.
Can we mix him and some sloppy steaks now and then?
I mean, maybe
these like tired ass Gary Busey clips for the
maybe some chicken pasta from Ciccolini's, something like that, right?
Anything. I mean,
yeah. I mean, we're getting a little used to our club.
At this point, a fucking ham bone. If they don't know how to ham bone, you might as well be.
Do you want me to tell you how to ham bone?
More
I
like
got a clip for that.
Paraplegic.
Oh, hold on. Here's hold on. I got a clip for that.
Are you getting it?
Yeah,
Are you getting it? You gotta get it, man.
It's weird. You know how like we have our images? My images lights up when you're talking, even though I'm not saying anything.
There's some clips I feel like are gone. I had some clips on here that I think are gone.
Knock those together.
No.
Oh, holy shit!
Oh, Bobby, stop! Bobby.
Happy 4th.
Happy 4th, man. These clips, honestly, most of these clips are from the July 4th. We have a lot of July 4th. That's when they came out.
I spent all day. I don't know why, looking up as many clips as I could. Wait, hold on, you're missing the best one, the JPP clip.
Oh, all right, hold on.
Freedom, motherfuckers!
Oh, not that one, not that one.
No, the JP.
Oh, it's gonna be right there. You cannot stick it in the ground. It's not gonna work.
Who did that?
You gotta put it in the shoe.
There you go. There you go.
Man. It's so so brutal and dark.
Oh yeah.
He made a complete joke out of it.
Ooh. Yep. That's life, man.
You're a sick
JPP
fuck,
is
man.
complete joke. What team's he on now? Fucking
I don't know. Tampa?
St. Jude's hospital team?
I haven't really kept up since he fucked them over.
He is currently a free agent. He's 34. He'll probably not get signed. That's probably it for him. You don't really get signed after that. I always liked JPP. Even, what's funny thing is he won a Super Bowl after he left the Giants, so you gotta count that, man.
Yeah, I never liked him. He was
Super Bowl winning player right there.
Big duck pussy.
Yeah, won twice. By the way, a 2-time Super Bowl winner. Did you know that?
Great. Good for him.
2-time Super Bowl. He won with the Giants and he won
got
with
more
Tampa.
Super Bowls he's got more Super Bowls than hands.
Yeah, he does. Oh no. He does. He's got 2 hands. Oh no, he's got as many hands
to hold them.
He's got. No, I mean he's got
That's
3 fingers on the one hand. All right,
That's
never
a
mind. This
lobster
joke can't
claw.
be made. Come on, this joke can't be made.
That's not a hand anymore. That's a sideshow for me to sell lemonade and freaks.
He's got more fingers than brain cells that Gary Busey has, so he's got that going for him.
Well, next stream we're gonna have a whole different. You're gonna have a whole new assortment of montages coming up.
I love the Indian. This one's good. This one's
It's good,
still
but I
gold.
feel like
This one's
it's hard to it like that one to be in response to like something horrible we say or cover, out of the
I
blue.
don't know, man. I
it's
think
very random. It feels more like a reply or a counter.
I don't know, man. I think that one, and I personally think Gary Busey's evergreen. That's an evergreen bit right there. That's evergreen. That can go on forever. But I would like to get some new clips. That's got to happen. We'll see some new clips coming up.
Yeah, I think we can next.
You know what?
4th of July.
I like that idea. I'm gonna make that a point to get some. The next episode will have new clips.
Well, you have to go crazy. Just when you need to go piss.
Oh no!
Then
all new clips.
All
new clips.
Don't overshoot.
But,
it's not like we're legally obligated. Disney.
Oh yeah, they're not paying our bills there.
Oh, what's going on with Snow White? Is that still happening, or they canceled it?
We'll probably get to that on Friday. So tune in on Friday, 8:45 p.m.
Yeah, the new
the
new Osmosis episode and that coming out.
Yeah. Osmosis. Are you talking about Ahsoka?
Yeah.
I think the one you said earlier was the best.
Coming out.
I think whatever you said
We'll see
earlier
what color
was.
She's gonna queef out this week. I'm guessing it's gonna be like a mix of purple and a light green.
Yeah, all right, so stay tuned. We'll probably talk about the newest ayahuasca episode. There you go.
With Rosario Dawson and Mary Elizabeth Winstead, right?
Oh yeah, and I think she'll probably fold her arms as usual, as she does in every single episode. So check us out. We're twitter.com/wizard_shack.
Or X. It's X now.
Oh yeah, it's X. Check out the movie X. That's better than the website. That's a good movie. See you guys. Thanks, Mixplex. It was a great show. I agree.
I just forgot.